Hello YouTube, this is me, Scarlet. You may also know me as Big Boo or Big Scary Artist 1. I'm a Twitter artist. Here are some examples of my work. Today I will be teaching you anime theory or art theory for like how you turn real life knowledge into how the anime style is structured and help you understand the way it's structured. For the base structure, I usually like to structure heads, basically just like a circle and then a paper on it. So basically this is a simplification of the base structure of head technique that imagines this as a paper that I reimagined to work well or work better with anime faces in particular. This one works better with anime. So it's not the full technique for when it comes to like normal faces. I do have a guide for that that I'll link below if you want to know more about the paper technique for drawing faces. I usually like to do a cross here in the middle to indicate like perspective and direction of the face. And yeah, I like to draw this curved line here to like further on the perspective to like see where the perspective is. But yeah, this is a pretty extreme simplification of how the method works. But I like it a lot because it's like quick too and gives you all the information you need. So yeah, we can use this as like a base for the drawing. So when it comes to anime eyes, or like eyes, how they function, it has like when you try and draw like an anime eye, they have like a very like specific like shape. It's like hard to get right on like the first try if you don't have any knowledge of it or anything like that. But what I like to do to like get knowledge for it is like imagine a hexagon like this, because with this you have a really good base structure for it like this. Draw your eye on top of this to like get a really nice shape, and yeah, you can just work on it a lot easier. And not only that, you can use this to get different types of eyes. So you can get like this really big eyes if you want, that a lot of anime styles tend to have, like this. Like, or you can also use it for very squinty eyes to just get a different type of character, all depending on what type of character you want to draw. So you can like use this and transform it however you want to make whatever kind of eye you want for like different types of characters you want to create. I think it's a really nice simplification of how to draw it. So yeah, let's just show off how to draw like both eyes with this. But this is just a quick sketch to show you what I mean. You can also like indicate the under eyelid with this. But yeah, you can like form like where you want the eyelashes to be with this like hexagon as well. It's really useful, I think. Like yeah, this is like the like at the end points of where the hexagon is. You can also like form the under eyelids with it. It's really useful. Okay, but that's not it when it comes to draw eyes. You want to also, the reason why anime eyes are so big is because they do, when it comes to anime style compared to like a cartoon style, they more like express emotions with their eyes than what they do with their mouths. You can also not forget to draw the eyelid creases here just for some indication of it. When it comes to the highlights in the eyes, you can look at this one. This one has like a computer screen here, I think. So like if you want, you can get really detailed with the highlights. And like I've seen some artists do like an entire illustration on like just the eye and then draw like an entire like reflection illustration entire eye if you want to. A lot of anime styles can get really in detail with that if you want. But for me, when it comes to highlights, I think you just want to make it like consistent, or like both the highlights should like come from like one direction. Even if you have like a lot of highlights, I think they should still be like consistent of where they are on the eye, like same highlight, same spot for both eyes. Yeah, you can start the inner eye too. here to just like show off the shading more. And also one thing I personally like to do is like add more like eye uh eyelash indication like this. Some artists like to do like a lot of here. I do that sometimes, but not all the time. Then we have the eyebrows. Eyebrows can be drawn in very different ways. Like typically it's usually drawn like this. Sometimes they like very subtle indication like this, close to it, and sometimes like some characters small balls. It really depends. The hair strands indicate like it like this, and then you have some hair strands here just to like show it's more you're just more indicated to show that it's like more hairy. Like when it comes to the creases of like under here, how this one works, how the shadow works here. So like you can like just shadow it here and like get some more like a lot of more depth for your drawing, for just to have a better understanding on like the entire perspective of the face, because that's always nice to have. When it comes to the nose, like when it comes to like old anime, a lot of them used to have like very detailed noses, but like here, let me show you how like a lot of it really depends on like what kind of anime style you have, on like what kind of nose you want to draw. Like some noses they like just draw like this. This is like the indication part you want. That's usually how I prefer to draw. So that would be like this, or just like a small hint like that. Or you could some styles draw like this, where it's the tip of the nose, the end of the nose here, where you want. So then you draw like this, a nose like that. Um, some artists just do a dot here. You probably have seen this a lot, and but that's just like an indication of where the exact tip of the nose is, so you can see where it is. And then there's also like the type of anime style that defines the entire nose. It usually is like this. And then they have like this entire shadow area here, like this, and it connects all the way up to the eyebrow. And then they have like an indication for the nostril here, like this as well. So it would be like it goes up all the way here to the eyelid, goes up here, have shadow this entire area, and then have like a nostril there. That's also like a thing that some anime styles do. I really like the stylization of this. There's a lot more ways of draw noses, but those are the most common ones that I've seen. Okay, this one is a little bit weird to explain, because this one is very anime specific, or very anime stylized. But this is the blushes of like the thing. Basically, like there's a lot of different ways to draw blushes, like a lot of different strands, or just like two strands or something like that, or this one, you know, or the seds. It's there's a lot of ways to draw blush this one, because I think it's good. But yeah, the reason why this is like this is because when you see like a lot of artists, like when it comes to like traditional artists, sketch like embarrassingness, they usually tend to like do a lot more like hatching for like the embarrassed part of like uh the the faces, to like make it more seem red, at least in like grayscale type of sketches. So, and that's like this is like a really big simplification of that hatching process, and it's evolved a lot over the years. So it has a ton of like different ways to draw that. um okay, when it comes to the mouth, this one is like, here I have some like different example of expressions of the mouth. But when it comes to anime, mouths usually aren't that expressive. It's just like you want to see like on the eyes and the eyebrows of the expression when it comes to anime, compared to cartoons. Cartoons like definitely have the biggest aspect of the mouth to like express themselves. When it comes to anime, it's just very simple. uh Usually it's like neutral, like a neutral mouth, or it could be like a happy mouth, or a sad mouth. Then we also have like here the surprised emotion. It's just usually just a circle like this. Uh, Usually you want to like tend to do a little bit of shadow indication here. And some artists can draw like insanely big mouths. Uh, like really big mouths. I have no idea how some artists are able to do that, but so some artists can do that. It really depends on like if you want to express with your eyes or with your mouth. It just make like whatever you like the viewer see the most. That's what you want to make big, you know. It's time for hair. So hair is like very complicated because it has like so many strands. How can you draw all of those strands? So basically, you want to simplify it. I usually like to simplify it by just like big shapes, at least for the sketching phase. You want to simplify it for the sketching phase, I think, because it saves you a lot of time if you just like generalize the areas of where the hair will be in. Um, and then when you like go into rendering later on, you can be like, oh, I'm gonna draw so many hair strands, but I prefer to like keep it simple and just do the all the hair many like indication of that it's so many hairs later on in the shading. You can do that by like just doing hair strands with different colors and stuff like that, or you can do that by like highlight indication on the hair. A little bit weird, but it can work, especially with like these strands. Or you can do also make this indication by okay, so they like to draw they like to erase these parts of the eyes. So like it looks like it's a bunch of like hair and stuff. You can also do this for the eyebrows. But yeah, this makes it feel like the eyelashes are just like coming through the hair and you like see different parts of the hair. Uh and sometimes like hair can be like really fluffy, and that's like where the ahoge come in, because like the hair is like oh there's hair everywhere, so this hair strand have nowhere to go but upward. And this is true because I have really fluffy hair and this have happened to me before. And then there is one thing I forgot to prepare for this tutorial. I'm gonna go get that real quickly now. Here it is. Here's some like art studies I made previously, but the one I want you to take note of is this one. So okay, this isn't the best drawn skeleton I've ever drawn, but you see how they have like this indication here? This is like a part of the skull that like creates this entire like shape of the head, which a lot of people seem to be confused about why it works. It's because of like this part of the skull. I just wanted to mention that. So we can draw the base part of like the head now, like this. Isn't the best example, but it's an example. Okay, this is looking like really weird. I don't know why it's looking so weird, but maybe it's just because I just woke up. It's drawing is just it's not my best work. That's all I'm gonna say. But it does like show and like explain all of the different like things I wanted to explain with it, which is the point that I'm trying to make. So I think it still does a pretty good job. Um, for the sketching layer, you just want to make it simple and then go on with details later on. The neck is actually really important for the head because of one specific reason. So if you look at like normally when it comes to like real life, the type of shading that works for the neck is like, or like the faces, they have like shading here and like shading here, and then like some shading for the neck, and that's like really noisy for the anime style. So you usually want to keep it just like shading here. You usually want to like have a big shading here and then the rest is like kind of light shaded. It's because like this way you get more attention to the face. It makes less noisiness in the face, and you just get shadows here. So this makes it so it's less cluttered, which is definitely something you want for this style. That's really the original, that's like everything I made for this tutorial planned for it, but I think I might have something else in store. How anime faces are sketched in side profiles. This is like something I want to mention as well. So you've probably seen like in anime, they have like this side profiles like this. Okay, I'm just gonna do it like this. So they have like the face here, and then they have like the hair here. Okay, but yeah, the reason why anime is like this, because this isn't what real life looks like, it's actually because like the anime style, okay, this is going to blow your mind, but the anime style is actually a combination of uh, a cat and a human. And that's why it looks like this. That's um so it's like you see the side profile, it's more like that of a cat than of that of a human. It's very interesting. And that's also like why you know like cat girls are like such a big thing as well. It's because like Japan is the country that likes cat girls the or no cats the most. um so they have like a lot of like cat inspiration when it comes to art in general, and that's just a thing that I've noticed that's like very prominent as well. I've seen that in some other artists art studies as well. um but yeah, a lot of people don't know about it, I think. So it's just something that I really wanted to mention. And that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I wasn't able to draw as well as I'd hoped for when it comes to this tutorial, but I hope you learned from it anyways. And I'm, yeah, gonna see y'all next time if I ever do make another tutorial. Bye.